Welcome back. This is Dan Havey with CF Ninja Hacks, and this training is going to be on how to crowdsource your ideal customer avatar. And what prompted it was a couple of weeks ago, Russell Brunson was having his 5-day lead challenge, and in here he introduced a couple of new things. He introduced the one-pagers, which I just call onesies, and he also had Jim Edwards introduce his new system for being able to create your customer avatars by just answering a number of questions, and then at the end, a script spits out the text explaining exactly who your customer avatar is, and then inside of funnel scripts, you can then just click on a button. It will automatically load in that information, and you can spit out scripts for other things. And in this case here, we're going to look at particularly a lead gen funnel, because that's what they talked about in this training right here. So if you're watching this, you're watching this video. I'm sorry, not that video, this video up here at the top under the tactics. So that's the video here. So if you have not watched the strategy part already, go in there and watch that video first. And then when it comes time to download the Google form, here's the link to the Google form. And let me show you what happens when I click on this. I'm going to open it up in a new incognito window. And what it's going to ask is going to ask me to sign into my Google account. So I would sign into my Google account, and then it will create a copy of it. It'll ask you first to create a copy, and then you will put that copy into your own personal account. So we just click on make a copy. Here will be the copy, and then if we click back out of this, we'll see that it'll say copy of avatar questionnaire when it goes into showing us all of our existing forms. And here it is right here. Of course, just click on it, and then you can start editing. So let's go back into here. Then also below this here, we have our link to a free version of funnel scripts. And again, when you click on that, you're going to come to this page right here. You fill in your information, and then you whack the button at the bottom, as Jim would say, and then you get access to a limited amount of training. So let me close that tab. What you're going to get access to is just this down here, but inside of here you got your product specific avatar, and you also have your lead capture script. And so we have those two that we're going to go over in this training. Now, if we come back to our 5-day lead funnel, again, we have here Russell's training, 5 days worth of training is absolutely 100% free. So if you want to go check out that training, check out this one pager that he has here. The link is right there. It will open up this page here. And then if you want to go and check out the training at all, just click on day 1, and it will take you right here for the day 1 training. Now, in day 3 of this training, let me just click on it here. In day 3 of this training, you're going to get this one pager. And what this is where they start talking about actually creating your lead magnet. So the one thing that they do is they're going to give you all of these lead magnet pages. And this is what they look like. There's 6 of them in total. And what you're going to notice as you go through these is it says here, lead magnet one-pager title. So that's going to be the title of what you're giving away, the title of the one-pager, which they're really pushing that's the thing that you're giving away. But then you're going to say here, insert the headline from the lead capture script. And so what you're going to do is you're going to come into the lead capture script right here. And let me, I got one pre-populated here. So let's just click on build. And it says, okay, come down here. And the first line that we had, let me go back here. The first line we had is lead magnet one-pager title. So you come in here, and I'll go much more in depth in this in a minute, just kind of giving you an overview. So you grab this here, which is what you actually typed in right there on that line. But then this line here is generated based upon the answers that you gave up here in order to be able to build your lead magnet. But on top of that here, though, we have load an avatar. And so we open this up. We can pick an avatar. When we do that, it will pre-populate all these fields for you. So you don't have to think about it. It just does it for you once you create this avatar. That's why this is so powerful, is because we can come in here, create the avatar, and then all of these here, let me just open this back up. So if we go here to our free funnel scripts, all of them with this little icon. That means that all you have to do is add your avatar back in, and they're all over in here. You can see. You just load your avatar back in, and it will pre-pop everything for you. So I'd probably say maybe 25% of them so far they have set up, but Jim only came out with his avatar thing maybe a few weeks ago, probably not long before they did the lead funnel training in the first place. So once you get the answers spitting out down here at the bottom, you just copy them and you just go into these forms that they gave you, into these lead funnels that Russell created himself. At least he said he created them himself, who knows. And he just goes, insert the headline for your lead capture script here. So you come over here, you click on this a bunch of times, you go through this, you copy it out, you come back in here, and boom, you paste it in right there. Then it says, insert the subheadline here. Come back into the form, grab the subheadline, come back over here, and pop it in where it says it. And like I said, there's 6 different ones here. And so this one here was the one that we're going to take a look at in a minute. So I left the page editor open, and I'll just kill all the rest of these real quick. And again, you can get all 6 of those templates right here. Just click on it and it'll download it into your ClickFunnels account. But also, if you come over here, this is where we're talking about Jim's stuff. So you click on this image right here, and what it'll do is it opens up this page, and you can go here and you can create your free account, or you can follow the link that I gave you. And then he's got 3 video trainings right here, one on the niche and offer detective wizard, one on the product specific avatar, and then one on the lead capture script. We're not going to talk about this one at all. We're going to talk about these 2 right here. So what you want to do to get started, again, come back into the membership area, go to where it says Google Form and Training, click on this and copy that file into your account. And here I have a copy of it. And what I did is I made it kind of generic. But I also went through and took out everything that Jim had. So let's go back into our account here. And if you have the paid account, you can come up here to Avatar Profile. You can click on this page, and then there's 2 different avatar profiles. This one you get for the free plan. This one you get for the paid plan. Well, actually, you get them both for the paid plan. And you come to this page, you can open them up. But we got the one type of avatar here, and then we got the product-specific avatar right there. The avatar itself, this one actually has more questions, sort of. So if we come down here and we just scroll down the page, and I'll come back to this in a minute, but as we come down the page here, we'll say here, what's your avatar's long-term desire? Here it's got desire number 1 and desire number 2. What are the results that they want? We got 1, 2, 3. Who are your and avatar's enemies? There we go. That only has 1, but one of them is in plural. And then we got what's the problem they need to solve. You got 1, 2, and 3. Whereas with the product specific one, it doesn't give you 3 options. So once you get the avatar filled out, the questionnaire filled out from your customers, you probably want to grab like the top 3 answers and then come into this one if you have it available. Or in the case of the other one, you may just want to know, okay, some of these I'm better off putting in 2 or 3 answers. And I would just put them in here and then like put a space and a slash and a space, and I just line them up. And then that way as you're reading, you can kind of go, okay, which one of these fits better into the script as you're going along. So now, so let's just go in here and let's take a look. And again, the reason why I developed this whole thing is because I came in here myself and I started looking at this and going, I think I know my customers pretty good, but what's my customer's current identity? What is their what is their ideal identity? What is the thing that they're currently focusing on? And I immediately saw this, and I actually sent a message to Jim when I saw it the first time, and I said, hey, can you create that so that we can give it to our customers and have them just answer it for us? And that was a month or so ago, and he never got back to me. And I looked at it the other day when I was trying to fill it out, and I just said, well, this isn't that difficult. I can just copy and paste this into a Google form and get some answers out of it. And so that's exactly what I did. But so now take a look at the questions here. So what's your avatar's number 1 most important area of focus? Now let's go into what I'm providing you. And let's just scroll down till we find that one. What are your most important areas of focus? So I had to change the question to something that obviously related to the consumer answering this versus me answering the question. So as you're going through this form, you're going to want to look at it and say, okay, so for your specific industry, so let's say you're in the weight loss industry and you're selling some sort of a supplement, you need to make sure that these questions make sense for the consumer, for the people you already have as customers. So how would you describe your current business or your current situation? In your case there, it'd be, how would you describe your current health? How would you describe your current eating regimen or the current supplementation you might be taking? So you got to make it work in that way, but also you have to make it work so that, let me see, what question was I on here? Okay, what's your current business? So that's basically the first question. So let's come back in here. So here's what Jim had. What's your avatar's current identity? Okay, well, again, narrow it down, make it as specific as you can for your industry, also knowing that eventually you got to take all those answers, you got to curate them, and you got to come back here and you got to put something into this blank. So just always keep that in mind. And then you got a teaser question here, something to help them with it. It says, currently my ideal customer is A. Well, of course, I had to change that again for the consumer. And then currently I am or have blank. And then Jim had examples. And if you go into the, no, I'm sorry, it's this one here, because in some of these here, he had like 3 answers. He had a lot more examples for the answers, but also I went through and he had different ones he had already filled out here. So what I did is I clicked on every single one of these and I pulled up what his prompts were down here at the bottom as possible examples, or what he had typed into the blank here. So I grabbed everything that he possibly did. I dumped them all in as what your possible answers are. Now, again, you got to look at it. Product specific, business, the customers you already have, you got a pretty good idea of who they are. What should be in here? What's the kind of thing that they might be answering? Again, I just put in all the Jim's, but you can put in whatever you want. But again, purpose of this is to get the consumer to have some sort of trigger in their brain and then be able to answer that question, type it in, hopefully as long as they possibly can. And then, so what I will show you here is I got one for a course I did, or that I'm working on right now. But let me go back up to the top here. So I have here avatar questionnaire. Whether you are X, Y, or Z, when thinking about ABC, what are the questions, concerns, and objections you may be struggling with? So I've just put all this stuff up here at the top, again, to kind of get their brain thinking about what are they going to put down here at the bottom. And then I also wrote down here at the bottom, you could offer a bonus here if they fill out a form. This will ensure they put in their proper name and address. So you can say, hey, if you, excuse me, if you fill out this form and you give me your name and your address, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you this thing, another lead magnet type thing, whatever. I mean, you might send them a box of supplements or something, whatever your business is, whatever makes sense, just so that they can put in hopefully they'll put in some decent information. But what I started to say over here is, so now I modified this top part to fit into the membership site businesses that I'm dealing with and people building courses and all that. So, here's my question. So I kept the questions the same here. Actually, I just copied these questions into the generic one. But what would your ideal business be? Being highly successful, sought after, high-end funnel builder, wealthy membership site owner, having 100,000 members, huge amount of affiliate sales, internationally recognized, whatever. Put these things in here that you think will give them a prompt as to what would be an answer that they would have. Now, once you get a bunch of questions, in this case here, I had 7 people answer this so far. And I scrolled up so you couldn't see their email addresses. And so you're going to start getting your questions, and they're going to populate in here. So this is underneath just underneath our summary. But then you can also go to here to the question, and you can go to each individual question, and it will give you all the responses for that question. So here's question number 1. Right here is question number 1. And so then it'll give you the 7 different people's answers right there. And so you can go through the answers, and then you can also go to an individual. And so this person here, these are the questions, the answers that the individual gave me. And then there's one other way you can take a look at the information is you can come up here to the top, click on this, and we can say review our responses in a Google Sheet. And I've already created a sheet. If you had not done it, it will prompt you to create a new sheet. So let's go back into the generic one that I'm giving you, and we will click on this. And it should now give me the opportunity. Yeah, so we go here, create a new sheet, type in the name of the sheet that you want, and create it, and it'll create it right into your Google Sheets account. But now let's go back over here and look at the one that already got partially filled in. And I moved it over to hide the email addresses on the left side so I didn't have to mess around with those. But you're going to see you got a lot of different, you got all the answers in here, and they're kind of all jumbled together. So one thing you can do is come over here, click in the upper left-hand corner. We'll go to Format, and we're going to go to Text Wrapping, and we're going to say Wrap. And now it will show us the longer version of the answers. As long as you're still in here and you had clicked on that corner, we can also grab a hold of this, and it will change the width of all of the columns all together. And then again, if we slide all the way back over here to the left, and let's bring this back together a little bit, you could do things like have certain rows being set so they don't move and all that kind of stuff. But again, this isn't really a lesson on how to do Google Sheets. But I really think, though, the best way to come in and look at the answers probably is just come in here, click on the question, go to the question, and you may have 5, 10, 20 different answers here. And some people are going to have really short answers, and some people are going to have really long answers. The first person who was on here, they answered really long questions for the most part, or really long answers for the most part. That's fine. Collate as much information out of here as you possibly can, because, like I said, with any of these, try to get 2, 3, 4 different potential answers for each one. But it's a lot easier to do it here, having them give you the answers than having to try to guess while you're filling out the form. So now we went through here, we read everything, we wrote down what people's answers were, we changed the questions if need be. Let me cancel that. So we changed our questions, we changed the prompts, we changed everything. It's fitting perfectly for our customers, for our industry, for our business. We got all of our answers together. Now we're going to come back into our avatar, and we're going to come in and we're going to start answering these questions. Now this one here I have filled out for the Special Forces operator. And so you just come in and start answering the questions. You know where the question came from. You know where it's supposed to go. So just start putting them in. And then once you get down to the bottom and you have everything answered, there's like a couple, once we got down here. Okay, so main solution, you offer this avatar. This is where it starts talking specifically about your product. And so you fill this out. You would not obviously ask your customer about what is the name of your product, what are you going to sell them, price, things like that. So then we're going to click on Build. And then we got 2 different ways it spits this out. We got a bulleted avatar profile, and then we have more of a story style down here at the bottom. Now, if you go to the product-specific one, this was the avatar profile. This is the product-specific one that comes with the free plan. Then we're going to come down and we're going to answer all these questions. Now, in here with the product-specific one, what they also give you the opportunity to do is start building out your offer stack. So down here at the bottom, you start in what's the title, name of this part of your offer, what is this, a 28-day challenge, et cetera, et cetera. And if you need to have more, you just click add another. It'll give you another group of questions. You can fill it out so you can put in 4, 5, 6 things into your offer stack, and then scroll down far enough when you get done, putting in the prices and time frame and all that. You click on build, and you get your product specific avatar profile. And this is, I think, more of a story version of it. Plus you got your stack down here at the bottom in more of a story version than just bullet points. So now we went out, we took our questionnaire, we put it in front of our customers. We got 10, 15, 20 people to answer the question. We grabbed out the best of them, 3 from each one, came back in, put it into here. We got this nice little story now about who our avatar is, but now what are we going to do with it? Like I said earlier, is a lot of these other scripts can use it, and so we're going to go into our lead capture script, which is right here, and we're going to load in that avatar that we just made. Now, in this case here, I'm going to load in one that Jim made because Jim's a lot better at this than I am. So I might as well put in something that he did that will probably work quite well. And then we're going to load our selected avatar. And so it fills in all the blanks for us. We don't have to think about it. We already did it one time, created the avatar. Now it's done. So we're going to walk through all this, and we're going to come down to the bottom, and we're going to hit build. And on any of these here, Jim's got all kinds of training in here too. So here's training on the lead funnels. Here's up the top here, training on the avatar profile. He's got just training upon training upon training. And plus he also has every single month, like the second or third Tuesday always, he has an hour-long training then as well. So we come in here, and it says lead magnet title. And so here we would change this, and this is where we would put in the actual lead magnet title. So we'll just say, this is our lead magnet title, and we will click on build again, and you will see it will change it right there. And it's only like the last three that we don't have it. So let's say up here, we're going to just make this a free video, and a time frame is 30 days, just to have something populate on here. So we'll click on build again, and you see every time you click on build, it changes what's down here. And every time you click on the title itself, it will change it. So you can sit here and just quickly go through, I don't know, hundreds of titles that he has in here, taking what your responses are, fitting them in here, and giving you really, really good titles. So now we have the lead magnet open. Okay, so over here on the left-hand side, once you get involved with the one-pagers, if you want to do that, they have the ability in there to actually create a mock-up of what the people are going to receive. So in this case here, they're going to get this one-pager, and it's going to have this headline. It's going to be by Russell. It's going to have this, but it's not going to show the actual content, the actual tactics inside of the one-pager. So you could leave in this image. You could drop in another image. You could drop in a video, whatever you want. But right up here, so now we got our lead magnet one-pager title. So we will come back into, let me see here, lead capture, and we're just going to copy this because this is the name of our lead magnet. We're going to copy that, and we're going to paste that in, right there. And now we have that. And again, you saw all 6 of these were built exactly the same way, where they tell you exactly what to put in each one of these lines. So now it says here, insert the headline from the thing. And so we come over here, and we just keep whacking this until we go, okay, let me see here. Let me find one here. That one looks a little long. Let's not use that one. Let's not use that one. Okay, let's just use this one here. So you can come over here. If you want to dump these into a clip bin, you just click on the little cart, and it'll drop it into this clip bin up here. But in this case here, we just want to copy it. Now, I think it copied both of these, so we're going to have to deal with that in a second. But now between the quote marks here, let's put this in. And so it did do that. So let me take out this bit right here, and that. And let me see here, delete. Okay, so there we go. My proven 30-day method to get more leads and sales. All right, so we're going to use that as our headline. It's not a very good one, but you can change that as you go along. And like I said, all you got to do is just keep just hitting this thing here, and it's just going to keep giving you new stuff. Now, also, as you put this in, you're going to come back up here, and you're going to say, I don't like the way that's reading. I want to change the word from there to something else. And okay, well, no, actually my customers really want this more than that, because once you start reading these headlines and reading everything else down here, you're going to find that some of the stuff you typed in just didn't work right. Same thing with when you spit out your avatar over here, you're going to get down to the bottom and you're going to read it, and you're going to go, that just doesn't flow. So as you read it, you go, okay, let me go up and change the words on that just so it makes a little bit more sense, because the cleaner you get this one here, the cleaner and easier it's going to be once you get over here. And over time, if you stick with the same avatar with the same business, you're going to have the ability to really tweak that thing. The first time you get it, it ain't going to be perfect. But right now, you're probably working off of a free account inside of Funnel Scripts. And so it didn't cost you anything to do this, but you're just going to keep tweaking it and tweaking it and tweaking it over time until you can come into something like this. You can click the button and boom, there's going to be an absolute fantastic headline for you. Okay, so now the next thing it says is we need to insert our first bullets here. Okay, so where are our bullets on here? It's not here. We got where we're going to opt in. That's not going to be it. So, okay, so we get all the way down here are our bullets. And every one of these, I deleted all the other ones out of here, but every one is different. Some of them will have the second headline up here, and some of them will have the buttons and the opt-ins up here. But again, that's just a matter of just move things around, and you'll be okay. So what it does, it helps you get more leads and customers immediately. Okay, so I don't like the word immediately here, so I'll click on it. Okay, quickly, and then today, and then immediately again, right now. And normally he's got at least 5-10 different things in there, and it says helps you, the solution to, makes it easy to, helps you. Now it decided to die. Okay, now we go there again. Makes it easy to, I noticed one here, your short, okay, so your easy button to get more leads. So you'd have to change that, of course, your easy button to getting more leads. And then again, when you're done, we're just going to click on copy. It's going to copy the whole thing, including that asterisk, which is going to cause us a little bit of a problem. So we're going to come in and we're going to just highlight that, and we are going to paste, and then we'll just come in and delete this like that. And there you go. You got your first bullet point in there. You come back, go to the next one. Escape being held hostage by an overpriced tech guy trying to achieve financial independence. Okay, let's just click on this a few times. Trying to get more leads and customers, achieve financial independence, replace your stable income. And I would say here probably while trying to replace that, but you could also just go, all right, escape being held hostage by an overpriced tech guy. You could just copy this part out and go in and do the exact same thing. Pop that in right there. Boom. Okay, so now we're going to come back here. Actually, let's go back into our page. It says, okay, insert the second sub-headline here. So again, we'll come back in. We'll dutifully do what they say. And you're going to notice that this line right there and this line right down here are the same. And as you click on them, they will change at the same time. But here's what they are calling the second headline. And so, again, we can change here, exceptional, brand new, exciting. And, of course, you don't need to use this, is that an adjective, I think, at the beginning. You don't need that in there. You could just use the rest. And then, again, we can click through. And I'll tell you, I was doing this earlier because I used this exact method when I built out the page in order to have you come in and opt in to get all this. I didn't do the avatar just because I didn't really need to. All I did is I did the lead capture thing here. And in fact, while we're looking at this, let me just load that one up. Crowdsourced avatar, I called it. Let us load our selected. We will come down and we will click the build button. So this is the beginning of what I had for my sales page. And so right here is my sales page. I took one of Russell's templates. I modified it a little bit because I don't know why this thing always pops up over here. I got one message from Noah years ago that thing just pops up all the time whenever it wants. But so I took one of Russell's templates and I modified it slightly, and I put a video here instead of the image that he had. But otherwise, I just went into here, and I just started whacking on this thing here. And, you know, some things weren't quite perfect. I changed them up here again, whacked on it a few more times, and eventually I came up with something. I said, that's really good headline, and I modified it slightly. And where's the page I'm looking for? So here is the name of my product, which I had right here at the top because I had inserted that right there as the name of my product. And then here's my headline. Quickly create your ideal customer avatar and lead gen funnel in only 30 minutes. I guess there should be an S at the end there, shouldn't there? And so that's what I got, and I got that from here. That's where I got the idea from it. Was right there. Like I said, I modified it a little bit, but that was basically what got spit out. Now, what I started to say before is that when you're looking for that second headline, I was, doing this one down here, and it just wasn't working for me. I guess it says free training here because I put that in right there as the free training. So I just wasn't getting great results with this one down here at the bottom. So what I just went back up here to the one at the top, clicked on this thing a few more times, and up popped a version of this here. My proven method to quickly create sales copy and lead gen funnels without having to ever speak to your customers by crowdsourcing your avatar. So that's what I came up with. I kind of meshed two of them together. So they're not always going to give you the perfect answer, but they're going to give you so many different answers, you're just going to go, oh, wow. And what I normally do is like what I did here is I just had a text element on the page, and as I'm going through this, I'm like pulling off 3, 4, 5 different ones out of here, came over, dropped it into this text element, and then I just took two of them and mashed them together and said, oh, okay, there's my answer, and just mashed them together. Same thing down here with all of these all the bullet points down here. Basically, those all wrote themselves. And same thing with this little snippet right there. And then this was, again, something else. And I see that my background image is messed up on here too. So I got a couple things I still need to fix on this page. But that's it. You just come in, grab all this stuff. But the reason why you were able to do it was because you created your avatar first. So when I built this, I had not created an avatar specifically for this product, and I wasn't going to because it's not really directly associated with my membership site training. So I thought, well, there's no reason to build another avatar for this. So I had to go through and struggle and actually write all the answers here. Had I built my avatar first, I would have just one click, boom, would have been in there. Maybe you had to modify it a little bit, answer these last 3 questions, and I'm starting to spit out results. Then you just go grab a hold of Russell's template, and you just start dropping in the text where it needs to go. And you seriously, once you got that avatar done, you can go in there, hit it, change a couple of things, and build out one of these pages based upon Russell's templates. You can seriously build one of these in 30 minutes. So that, I think, is all I have for my training. Let me check my notes. Yep, that was it. I checked my notes. I'm all good to go here. But if you ever have any questions, as always, just feel free to reach out. So have a great day.